to the cloud. Well, hello there, Carol Dockum here with Beautiful Faces, Going Places, Women's Success Network. And I'm so excited today as we are continuing with our virtual networking event. If you're new to Beautiful Faces, Going Places, we are an online chamber of commerce supporting women in business, small business owners, and entrepreneurs, mainly speakers, trainers, coaches, and experts that are looking for visibility, education, connections, and fun. You can find all of our programming here at beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com. But what I'm super excited about today is we're going to be talking about worthy of success. I'm excited to introduce you to Yasna Dow of Dow Media Agency and Coach Jules. She is a life and business coach, a podcast host of Soulful and Ambitious. And I'm really excited for her to lead us in this topic of conversation called Worthy of Success. So Yasna, please take it away, and then we'll pass the mic over to Coach Jules.
Thank you so much, Carol. I'm Yasna Dow with Dow Media Agency, and I help entrepreneurs with their social media. And you've all heard that saying, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. And that goes for your social media as well. And that's what I do. I help you level up your social media. So if you're looking to do that and take your business to the next level, reach out to me and let's talk.
Thank you, Yasna.
So yeah, I'm Coach Jules. Thank you for having me here. And yes, I'm excited to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, which is self-worth or worth. But before that, so I am Coach Jules, and primarily I work with women who are entrepreneurs or just career-driven women or women who want to achieve great goals because they want to fulfill their potential. And I help them create and maintain thriving relationships, starting with yourself first, because what you think about yourself and how you relate to yourself determines what's possible for you. And if you're feeling right now maybe stuck or unworthy or not good enough, just know it's only part of the story. And it's a story. So in today, hopefully in our presentation, we can help you get a breakthrough in the story so that you can move towards being who you are and what you want to accomplish so that you feel like you have a meaning in this world, right? Okay, so shall we start?
Let's start. But first, Coach Jules, I would love to just say, I love that you basically have told us that our limiting beliefs, it's a story. It's stories that we are telling ourselves, and that we have the potential, we have the capability and the power to change our story. So I absolutely love that. And yes, I'm ready to begin.
Yes, thank you for commenting on that, because that's where most of my clients are, and that's where I also come from, which is here. And when I was in my time back then, which I'm still transitioning, especially when we don't feel worthy or have lots of different stories that have been conditioned into us by our parents and culture and society. So we create the story and then we live in it. So which is just that mind where we prefer to hang out because that's where, again, we feel like we should be because that's what the world praises. But there is another part of our wholeness, which is the body. And that's where I believe our intuition and wisdom lies. This is where our relationship with ourselves lies as well. And I like to think that while the mind is making sense of the world, the body is sensing the world. And if we are constantly hanging out in the mind, then essentially we are missing out on the world. And one of the requests my clients always tell me, like, I just want to feel present. So, and that's where connection to the body becomes so valuable. And I believe one of my super genius skills in my coaching is to help my clients develop the relationship with the body, with their intuition, with their trust, which is again in the body. It's that deeper knowing. So if we have cognitive knowledge, which is in our mind, and that's what we'll be exploring today about worthiness and self-worth. We're going to start kind of like with that cognitive, which we already started. Like we have understanding. But when we drop into the body, that's what we'll be doing. So I'm glad that you are here and I know that you are up for exploration. So we're actually going to start practicing embodying 3 levels of worth. So that's what I'm going to guide you through today. So we're going to start with the first level, which is I am not worthy of success. But we're going to take it from our mind into the body. Are you guys ready? Okay, so what I invite you to do is this. We're going to stand up. Yeah, we're going to just go into the body and we're going to experience the story. Because we all have that story because it's part of being human. It's not uncommon to sometimes feel unworthy, okay? So as you stand, you're gonna close your eyes and just take a moment to connect with your breath. And now to yourself, just silently repeat, I am not worthy of success. And just notice how your body is receiving this message. And I want you to notice on that physical, sensational level, like, do you feel tightness? Do you feel tension? Do you feel constriction? What do you feel energetically in your body when your mind is offering the story, I am not worthy of success? Notice your posture. Maybe you feel like your shoulders kind of slamp over. Maybe you're kind of like dropping down a little bit energetically. Just notice where this story might be showing up in your body. And maybe you even feel the age of the story. Maybe it was the young age, maybe when you were a teen. Just allow it to be there and fully connect with it. Now out loud say this story, I am not worthy of success. Yes. And now we're going to take it a little bit further. So you're going to open your eyes and just whatever you are, hopefully you have space, just kind of walk with your posture as you're saying, I am not worthy of success. I'm not worthy of success. Notice your steps. Notice your posture. Notice again energetically how you are walking. And then we're just going to walk towards our seat and we're going to discuss just a couple of questions to reflect on your experience. So yeah, if you open your eyes and then proceed to your seat so we can just talk about it. Well, thank you for exploring the first level of worthiness, which is I am not worthy of success. So in the questions we're gonna discuss, so the first question, just what did you experience in your body physically when you said that, if you're okay to share. So, and the second one is gonna be, when you think this thought, I'm not worthy of success, how do you feel emotionally? And then how do you show up for yourself? How do you treat yourself when you think that you're not worthy of success? Does it make sense? I lost your sound.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that was a very powerful exercise. It really showcases how powerful our words are, our thoughts are, and our feelings are. Having you do this exercise of I am not worthy of success, I felt internally as I repeated it and thought, and I felt deflated, slowly started deflating, just deflating. And yes, my shoulders started dropping and just feeling just deflated. I even felt it even in my face, by the way. I could feel my face going, you know. So that's the emotion by experiencing that feeling of I am not worthy of success.
Mhm. Yes. And when you feel deflated, because
Mhm.
you think you're not worthy of success, how do you feel you treat yourself on your journey to success? Like, what is it that you do to make yourself worthy? Who do you think you should be to make yourself worthy? So what do you think happens there?
Well, I totally know that I have the power to change my thoughts, and I'm very aware and cognizant. So I normally don't say those words to myself, that I am not worthy of success. In fact, if those thoughts cross my mind, I know I have the power to say, delete, erase that. That doesn't exist. That's not true. But for me, the exercise was powerful that you just shared with Yasna and I, of understanding what does that feel like, and just experiencing it.
Mhm.
I don't know, what about you, Yasna?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I usually don't really talk to myself like that. I've learned to not. And like you said, I shift my thoughts if that does happen. So, but I definitely like when I tried it I felt kind of slow and almost like lazy. I felt laziness. That's why I don't even do that, because I know right away you start to feel heavy. You kind of don't feel like doing anything. It's like, oh, I gotta get out of here. you know, just for me is like I wanted to just come back, like, and be like, no, you're worthy. You can do this. You're successful. Like, because my mind is already just always programmed to tell me, no, you're good. You're good. So it was interesting to see that.
Yes, awesome. Well, I definitely am in the advanced club. So, but let me just reflect and also bring my experience and my client's experience. So, of course, you probably also understand that the second level is going to be that I am worthy of success. And that's what I see you've been practicing and embodying and saying it. So, and this is just basically two levels of of being a human, which is also the ego part that is thriving on conditions and also fear. So and here we actually kind of create the conditions. So like our worthiness becomes conditional, because if I am worthy, then somehow, somewhere I am unworthy, and that comes up. So, and this is just being part of the human. So like having that story, and when it shows up, it's normal, especially because we are humans, we are sensitive, we're emotional beings, and something gets triggered, something that is showing up to the surface that might be not healed yet. So that's why I invite you, if you do experience that, and it comes in the body, because we feel that kind of like that punch in the gut, so to speak, right?
Mhm.
It's there, which
Yes.
means it's there and it's asking our permission to be free. And it's part of being human. So that's why being okay with that story and being okay with with those sensations when they show up, is a part of the healing and growth. Because our human mind is still a human mind, because we're humans, even though we're spiritual beings, and we're going to get to that third level. So but that's what Yasna said, and that's what I kind of like wanted to also for you and people see and experience, is that when that story comes up, like, yes, you can kind of force it and push it through and say, no, 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 no. But if it's coming up, that means it's not completely 100% embodied in the body. So that's why, like Yasna was saying, I feel slow, I feel lazy, and that's good to recognize. And also, when I feel slow and I feel lazy, I don't want to do anything. And maybe it's showing up in the body because maybe you haven't been taking rest for a long time. Maybe you need more loving. Maybe something said something and you got sensitive with. Like, but because it showed up, I invite you next time, just honor it and like be with it and question it. Like, ooh, I don't feel like doing anything. Oh, this is the thought. Oh, this is how I feel, because we are driven by emotions. And when I feel lazy and slow, of course I'm not going to do anything. But there is a message there. There is some wisdom. So, and more we stay with it, more we recognize it, more we create that more of a natural breakthrough. But also honoring yourself as a human, which we're going to talk about in a third phase. Does that make sense? Anything else comes up here?
That's great. Yes.
Yes, absolutely, Coach Jules. I love that you reminded, I mean, myself, I could speak for myself, but
Mhm.
reminded us, and to any of our viewers that are watching the replay here, that we are human, right? And please don't get me wrong that I don't have, moments of that I'm fearful, or I'm questioning my ability, or I'm maybe my confidence level is kind of like down here, you know. But I know they exist, and I know it's there, and I too experienced all of that because I'm human, like, as you mentioned. But I work so hard on just being aware when that is happening to me, that I know that I have the power and the ability to change that story, right? And to do whatever I need to do, whether it's take a 30-minute walk or go walk for
Mhm.
an hour, and take time out, meditate, do my meditations, or read, or do something that I enjoy, quiet time. I really enjoy quiet time. So
Yes.
but then understand that I can change my story, that it's not true, that I can, so I feel like you have the skill set to help individuals overcome that, so they're not stuck in that, lower energetic level, that deflated, I am not worthy. So they're not stuck there, right? Because as you mentioned, and Yasna mentioned, then you don't feel like doing anything, right? You're deflated, you're feeling lazy. So I think your gifts are helping to transition out of that, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, yes. And just like what you were saying before, so that you go for a walk, you read something, which means, yes, you're allowing yourself to just feel what you're feeling, alchemizing your emotions through movement. And then you shift intentionally to what you are consciously wanting to create in your life, which consciously choosing the thoughts you want to think. And of course, those thoughts are going to make you feel in a certain way that's going to help you create that conscious decision to move forward, which is, yes, perfect, because it's not about never feeling that way, but it's how quickly can you bring that awareness to shift to where you consciously want to move forward. Like that's what I said. I am an advanced club. You are already conscious decision makers and co-creators. So that's why it's fun to do it at this level. So Yasna, do you have something to add before we move to our next level?
No, I think I would say I would agree with everything that you said.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, and of course, because you're already there, so we don't really need to embody it, because I know you already embodied that level. I am worthy. But again, it's still two levels of the conditioned mind, which is the ego, which is still going to be conditional. So worthy, unworthy, either this or that. You again, like here. But what I like to do also in my sessions and in my own life is to not to fix worthy or unworthy, because in my mind, how I see nowadays, worthiness does not exist. So there's nothing to fix. So, and the third level I believe helps us to dissolve this dilemma of the human mind of worthy or unworthy. And the third level is that in the eyes of divine and the essence, you're neither or. Just like in the ancient philosophy and the yoga, we like to say neti, neti. It's not that or this. Because for the divine, worthiness does not exist. And what's in the divine essence of who you are, which first and foremost, you are a spiritual being, and then mind and body. So you're the energy. And you're always energy of love. So you are love. And for the divine creator, which is also energy of love, it's not like this punishing parent. You do this, you're worthy. And if you're not doing this, you're not worthy. For the divine creator, divine love, it's unconditional. So just by you being you, you have access to all the gifts and all abundance and all the love. And essentially, what I believe is that it's not about proving your worth to success or not proving your worth to success, right? But it's more about embodying who you're being and how much you're willing to accept and love yourself unconditionally, regardless your success. So that's why the question that I like to propose to all my clients is that next time when they feel like they're not worthy or something else comes up from that human mind, the question is, what is about myself am I not willing to accept and love fully? And that's where the healing and growth comes, because all of it is love, and love is constant and infinite. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I love it. I also feel like, I think I was just telling Carol this. I feel like it's already done, right?
Mhm.
So whatever that I think, it's already done. So there's no reason to be like, oh, I don't know, or because I see it done already, and so I have full peace. That makes sense. Like you said, like it's just there.
Yes, I'm gonna get to that point. Awesome. Carol, what's your thinking there?
Oh, you're mute.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. After years of hosting virtual networking events, I still too struggle with, hey, you're on mute. So thank you. But I feel like what really resonated with me was connecting the essence or divine God love to mind and body, and how it's all interconnected. And it's really not about having to prove that you're worthy. We don't need to prove. We just need to be, right?
Yes, exactly. It's this because essentially it's state of being, because love is state of being.
Right.
It's the energy. And love is the only emotion that is forever, because that's the energy that we've been created upon, and that's the energy that we are. That's why when we are in the state of worthy or unworthy, which is that again, conditional love and conditional creation. So then we are in the state of proving and doing more and this more, but essentially it's not about becoming or finding or creating success, but it's more about connecting to who you are already and the love within you. Because again, when you embody the love within you and practice that unconditional acceptance and love, because most of my clients, when they go into worthy unworthy, they get should all over themselves, which creates a lot of criticism and judgment and shame and guilt and all of that. And there is no love. And then they struggle and they do more. But essentially, when they start creating a pathway to embody who they are and the love that is already within them, it's all about removing the barriers that holds the key to the love that they are. And when they are in that state and embody that state, that's where really the work happens, because cognitively and in our mind, we understand, but our actions sometimes and our behaviors don't quite reflect that. That's why there is a disconnect. Like, how can I really embody that in my body so that I start showing up from that place? And that's essentially your place of overflow and abundance. It's the spirit of abundance, right? So when you embody the love and reconnect with that and start creating from that place, you're always in overflow, you're always in abundance. But learning that unconditional acceptance is where the human and the essence they do their dance. So that's why human embraces the essence, the ego, and the essence embraces the human, the ego. So, and that's creating the unity. And that's soul, mind, and body connection. Which you probably have heard that the scientists try to figure it out, like how many chances, like you probably have heard statistics. We have 1 in 400 trillion chances of us being born, like of you, Carol, and of you, Yasna, and of me, Jules, and all of that. 1 in 400 trillion. Like we
Wow.
technically, like Yasna said, it's already done. Like it's already been, like we got the ticket, we got the permission, and we got the love that poured over us, that the energy of who we are in this time of life have been come about. So like if you just think, I don't even understand 400 trillion. Like it's beyond my pay grade. But when you think about it, 1 in 400 trillion chances, which is the divine power of love and creator, decided for us to appear. It's already done. That's why our job is not to do, but really be and accept the gift. So it's not about proving to receive through hard work or whatever. It's just continue being who you are and expanding from that place to show up and be the gift, because that's the gift of life that's given to us all. That's where we are in the third level of self-worth, which again, I don't help my clients fix their worthiness or unworthiness. I help them dissolve this dilemma so that they can come back home to themselves and love that they are.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the floor to you. So what are your thoughts about our divine love, which worthiness does not exist?
I love what you just shared with us. 1 in 400 trillion chances to be born. And you're absolutely right. Life is a gift. We were given this beautiful gift of life, and we have the power to create and make it the most amazing experience here on earth that we possibly can by showing up and as being right in light and love. And I think that's my biggest takeaway. And I love, Coach Jules, what you talked about in terms of worthiness and how you help your clients remove the dilemmas, remove those barriers, right? Which keep them in that state of worthy or not worthy. Am I worthy? Am I not worthy? Am I worthy? Am I not worthy? Right? And those are what? Criticism, shame, judgment, self-doubt, all of those self-limiting beliefs are the barriers, are the dilemmas, right? So I love how you eliminate that to where they understand that they are worthy, they are divine, right? And helping them connect their soul, mind, and body so that they understand that they are worthy. So, and I'm sure that's a process that you take them through. But
Yes.
this is very, very powerful. And my biggest takeaway is 1 in 400 trillion. And I'm pleased to be in your circle, Coach Jules and Yasna. Yeah, so thank you for this session. Yasna, how about your takeaways?
Yes, I love what you say, like instead of going back and forth and, questioning your worth and then am I worthy? I am, it's like just being, staying calm and, keeping our minds calm, knowing that we are worthy, so it's like embodying the knowing that
Mhm.
you are. So now when you know you are, you're not going back and forth anymore. Now you know, now you are, now you can act from that state.
Yes.
And when you act from that state, then everything aligns
Mhm.
exactly. It's better than you can imagine.
Yes, and that's why the
Again,
first
staying in that, like knowing that again, that when you stay in that state, more and more comes just
Mhm.
because you're not fluctuating exactly. So the right thing is coming to you and through you.
Yes, and that's the state of being. Yes, that's what it is. And that's what most of us struggle because of how our life operates right now and what's been um, rewarded. And that's that action and the doing. That's why a lot of times when I work with my clients, I know they say like, I know I'm worthy. But that's again, going back to where we started. So cognitively, we have understanding. And that's where everything starts. We plant a seed and we understand, we have like knowledge. But that deeper knowing, like Yasna was saying, this is that next action. So how can I bring it into my body? What practices that work for me that help me connect with that frequency, with that state that feels to me like I don't have to prove anything. Actually, I just want to accept my beingness and I am enough. And being me is just enough. That is it. Then from that, I can expand. Like I'm complete as I am, but I can expand. And I can create more and I can, you know, go for more and be more and whatever. But from the place of already, I am here and I'm accepting myself as I am because this is it, which is a beautiful practice. And yeah, that state of being is the energy, just like Yasna was saying, and the energy is what we create more of and what we attract into our vicinity. So that's why state of being is important. And state of being is, 1 in 400 trillion chances of you being born. There is just no time to like prove your worthiness. There is only time to accept you being here.
Yes.
So if you feel like there's nothing else you want to add, I thought I would complete a session with this poem by one of my favorite authors. His name is Jeff Foster. And this poem is called You Don't Have to Be Worthy. So you want me just to complete that?
Would love that, Coach Jules. I would like to just give a shout out to we have somebody joining us from their iPhone. I'm sure they're in transition, driving, perhaps, I'm not quite sure. But if you have a moment, we'd love for you to introduce yourself. I hope you're finding some value here on being worthy of success, right? With Coach Jules here. And if not, we'll have Coach Jules round out with her fabulous poem that she's getting ready to share with us. So, all right. Thank you, Coach Jules.
Well, yeah, so and yes, by the way, so what we just talked about, this levels of worthiness and success is always that expanded target. So that's why it's being successful here and now, like Yasna said, it's already done. So it's that state of being again. So that's why regardless of your physical success or whatever, it's how you feel. And you already being successful now in here just simply tells you that it's already done. Like this is it. And it's only creates more, which is important to know because again, can you be that before that physically appears? Because that's what helps you stay in the game and continue creating the physical success of it. All right, so Jeff Foster, you don't have to be worthy. If you succeed, if you score an A+, if you get the promotion, if you win the race, you won't be loved more. You have to shake off that illusion. Love is not something that anyone can give you. It's not something you have to beg for, earn, or deserve. You don't have to be worthy. You only have to be alive, and you are worthy. Because you are inseparable from the stars, the mountains, the rustling trees in the meadow. And you follow the breath as it rises and falls. And you make room in yourself for long neglected feelings of shame, fear, unworthiness, sorrow. You learn to trust the body, its rhythms, the way it tries to protect itself, its unpredictability, its feelings of unsafety. You breathe into the sore places, make them safe, safe to even feel unsafe. That is freedom. To love the parts that feel unlovable. That is the love you always dreamed about, the love you never have to deserve. So yeah, it's all back to love.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Coach Jules. If you wouldn't mind sending me that poem, I will include that in our YouTube video script, so description. That was a beautiful, beautiful poem, and I feel like that really sums up this entire session and topic on Worthy of Success. Coach Jules, if any of our viewers are watching the replay here, where is the best place for them to connect with you or to learn more about your work?
So, well, I am on Instagram, so it's Jules, like jewel, the precious stone jewel, spelling, Jewels, and this is _coaching. So I also have a website, jewelcoaching.com, and I'm happy to connect with my audience and my clients. I am currently have a great offer, which is mind-body connection session. And in this session, I help my clients who are usually ambitious, high-performing women to help them process their trapped emotions. So, and if you're feeling the symptoms such as like being very tired and kind of exhausted and feeling kind of negative, and you're thinking it might be your hormones or maybe it's your age or something like this, yes, all of that matter. But what I have learned from my clients, sometimes it's because you don't know how to process your emotions because nobody has taught you, but you found the way to still persevere and push through despite your emotions. But when we push those emotions down and down and down, it's like a beach ball against the water. Eventually, when you're tired of pushing, it's all gonna come up. And when it comes up, you might find yourself feeling short-tempered and exhausted and angry and resentful. And you're like, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. You just need mind and body connection session with Coach Jules. And I help you get through it so that you'll feel lighter and more empowered and more ready to connect to who you are, what you want, and how you want to make that happen. It's totally possible. And it's super powerful.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Coach Jules. And Yasna, where is the best place for our audience and viewers to connect with you?
You can connect with me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at yasnadao.com or at yasnadao. Also LinkedIn. I think that's all. And yasnadao.com, dowmediaagency.com. And I also do have a Facebook group, Dow Media Agency. So you can find me there as well and join the group.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. This has been an amazing, amazing session here all about Worthy of Success. And I just want you to know, and I know Coach Jules feels the same way, you are worthy. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.